This
afterwards.
conference will now be recorded.
Cool, you can do notes. Oh, that's fine. Okay. Cool. Got Michael, Nathan, Rob, Robert, and Rod. Cool. I might just do a quick thing on the Facebook page. See if there are any stragglers. That's been very good with promoting my event, which is great. Let me see if we can do something cool here. Who's that? Old mate. Mate. Oh, I can't see that. What does that say? Oh man, it's really hard to see who's who. Oh, Grant's here.
How'd you go? All good on the same side?
Yeah.
What's
So
this?
Annie, we've got Grant. I'm doing a live thing for Facebook, so then everyone's like coming in. Check it out. We've got 8 people so far.
Special guest.
Yeah, cool.
Not so special next weekend.
Everyone's special.
More rain coming too. Are they online yet?
There's 8.
All right.
All right. You guys see Grant? Where's my Okay. There's Grant.
Hey guys.
And oh, you can see on the big screen. That's Annie.
Hello.
Say welcome to Annie. She started 2 weeks ago.
That's right.
2 weeks.
Long-term
And-
employee.
No, it's short term here.
Yeah.
They celebrate 30 years, 20 years, 10 years, 1 or 2 years, small fry. Cool. All right, so we might get started. It's been, I'm going to start recording these anyway, so you guys can view it at a later date. I thought I wouldn't record it last year, but I think it's better to do that. You guys can revisit it. Sometimes these presentations have lots of good stuff. For example, today. Okay, cool. Housekeeping. So just a few things that we wanted to go through. Grant has a nice list that he's been collecting through service and the tech support calls he's been receiving. So we'll go through some of that. I'll try to incorporate that into the slides. Apart from that, you guys can open your webcam or type in questions as you go. This will be different to the usual webinars where we keep all the questions to the end. But yeah, open your webcam. I think we can hear most of you. I couldn't hear you guys before, but yeah, if you open your webcam. Oh, Ian.
Hello.
Hey Ian, how are you?
Good, thanks, Richard.
That's great. All right, I might just mute you guys just for the second while I try and go through the first bit of this webinar. Just trying to get used to this. Okay. Okay, all right, let's get started. Okay, so that's housekeeping. All right, the first thing I wanted to go through today is we have a new starter, new member of our team, Annie. Direct the camera.
Hello.
Hopefully you guys can see her. Where's this?
Yeah, is it working?
Yeah.
Oh, here we are. Hello.
Annie. Our team is growing, so as you can see from the photo, well, track the wrong thing. That's the PBT now. We've got 5, and yeah, going to 2020. We're very excited to include Annie into all our projects. She's already seen a few of you guys already, so yeah, she'll be on the road sometimes with Nat or with Joe. We'll see how it goes. And she'll be very involved in a lot of the projects going forward into 2020. Unfortunately, Annie and Grant won't be there at the conference next week, but I think Grant might be flying down anyway.
Okay.
He goes down every 2 weeks.
Get around.
Yeah. So he might see us
I never know.
there. You never know.
Surprise appearance.
It'll be good. But yeah, so we'll try and get everyone involved in the annual one, or even because this one's every 2 years, right? So the annual one, I'll try and get even the PV Orders team, Heather, involved as well, so you guys can meet them. You guys deal with the PV Orders team on a daily basis, so it's good to meet them in person. Okay, so that's the first thing. Number 2 or number 3 here, conference. So we're all very excited for the conference. I haven't started on the presentation yet. Just kidding. There's a lot to go through there. We hope you guys are all very excited for it. I know I am. So yeah, for the PV section, I think we're allocated 40 minutes. So we've got, I think we allocate 20 minutes for Warwick, 15 minutes for Ailey, and then I've got 5 minutes. So I get the easy stuff. But the presentation, I'm hoping it'll be very, very good. I spent a bit of time on that, and yeah, hopefully it won't be after seeing all the other boring presentations. You'll enjoy the one that we put together. Yeah, should be fun. Okay. Now that's out of the way, let's go into some serious stuff. Panel changeover. So as you guys are aware, we are moving to we've already moved most of you guys to the Solar Heart 315 panel. And I think a few states are still going. I think WA is still going with the 300s. But shortly everyone will be moving to the Duo 315 Solar Heart panel. For the other ones, the 285, I think WA still have a few left. Actually, sorry, WA finished, and Queensland still have around a week's worth of stock. So maybe by the time we come back from the conference, everyone will be changed over to the new Duo panel. So yeah, so that's the Duo 300, the 285 price fighter, the 395 commercial panel. That is changed over as well. So WA took a big majority of that stock. That's coming, I think there's just maybe a couple hundred or so in Queensland. But for your commercial jobs, you guys should be quoting the 395 watt panel going forward. The 345s are pretty much finished. Okay, so that's for panels. You guys have any comments for the panels or anything? I forgot to ask for your comments for the other stuff, but yeah, feel free to open your mic or turn on your webcam, type something in. You know, this is all pretty casual. It's Casual Friday after all. Okay, no questions. Let's keep going. Whoops. Okay, number 5. Okay, this is a more recently bigger issue. ABB inverter changeover. Whoops, I wrote changeover. That's a mistake. Inverter changeover for ABB, where as you may know, we're moving from the screenless inverters to the we're moving from the screened inverters to the screenless inverters, and we're actually the last ones in the country to hold on to stock of the screened inverters. So we try to push it off to as late as we could. Now, Ailey is working really hard on the replacement screenless inverters. There's actually, it's a bit of a tricky situation at the moment. There's 2 models coming out. So in the market already is called the Q model, the Uno DM Plus Q, and that's simply a DM Plus Uno ABB Uno inverter without the screen. So it seemed like a bit of a downgrade, which is why we held off the changeover for as long as we could. But after that, there's a new model coming out, which is called the QS. And this QS model, had a DC isolator in the inside the inverter. So much like the Solar Edge, we're hoping that it will remove the need for the ground DC isolator. So we're going through the processes of approving that at the moment, where it's looking likely that we may be the first in the country to actually receive these inverters, but we'll have to do our due diligence to make sure it is actually approved by the standards. So these are looking to come in the first week of March into Radomir, and if all goes well, it will be ready to install in, I guess, in the second week. So that's, I guess, the decision making from our end on what we wanted to do. Unfortunately, because of the shortage of the screen inverters, or you guys just sold too much ABB, whichever, we've had to bring in some of the screenless, the interim model that I was speaking about before. So PV orders will be going through some of the orders that have been coming in and asking whether you guys are willing to change over to the screenless interim range. So the price is the same, and yeah, it's happening for the 2 kilowatt, 3 kilowatt, sorry, 3.3, the 4, and the 5. The 6 we still have a lot of stock of, the screen inverters. So maybe if you prefer to keep the screen, you can upgrade the customer to a 6. But going forward, all the ABB will be moving to screenless anyway. So yeah, that's the solution at the moment. Was there anything else you wanted to add?
The comms on that, I sort of checked the comms on the screenless. They've still got the two, they've got the Wi-Fi and the Ethernet connection, I believe. I haven't had a good look at them yet from service side, but ABB are very much a little bit different style origin. If it's an ABB warranty change, they change it like for like. So if your inverter's 2 years old, they'll change it with a 2-year-old model as well. Now, sometimes we've had a few cases where the boxes have come in with a really old date stamp on them, and they've said this is a 2-year-old inverter, it's been changed with a 5-year-old, but the internals of it are all new as well. So we've got that in writing, and so the warranty will be on it anyway. But generally, the replacement inverters have got all new IGBTs and everything, and so they're pretty much, it's a new inverter. Great. Even though the date stamp on the box might be older. Something to look out for if you do get warranty on them.
Great. So from a service point of view, your existing customers should be fine. So, yeah. Oh, question. Cool. Old mate, do they have a commissioning app for the screenless such as setup? Yes, there is a ABB app for commissioning. I think your installers would have used it anyway if they weren't using the buttons on the screen at the moment. But yeah, I'd say 95% of the installers at the moment are using the buttons. Yeah, there's instructions in the manual on how to do that. It's pretty much the same. It's the same as using the buttons, but you're now using the app. Plant Viewer. I can't remember if it's called Plant Viewer. I have to check with Ailey. Do you
Plant Viewers, that's the portal.
Portal was Aurora Vision. Aurora Vision.
I
can't remember the app name.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what it is now, because it'll be a new one as well. It'll be a new one for the screenless. Can we check that?
Yeah, we'll have to get back to you. Good one. Oh, yep. Yep. So with the interim range, actually this whole situation is really dependent on whether we'll make the switch to the one with the switch, sorry, because if R&D find it to be non-compliant, which I'm hoping they don't, then we might just stick with the interim, the Q model. There's no point in going for the switch if you guys have to install the DC ISO next to it anyway. For an extra $50 for an inverter where you lose a screen and you have to do the same thing, I don't think I don't think that's the right decision. But we'll come to that in the next week.
Yeah. I think 'cause if you install the QS model, you have a switch and another switch in series
Yeah.
with it in DC, and it's just
It's just
double another point of failure, I suppose.
Yeah. So we're pretty confident that you won't need to use the switch eventually. We just have to convince R&D. There's just a few things with that. They're setting an inverter for us to open up just right after the conference. So we'll better assess that very soon. Yeah, it's completely new. We're probably the first in the country to receive them. And you mentioned a good point, brochures. Once we make the decision what our main running inverter is, we'll develop the brochures for that very quickly. So because they look slightly different, one has a switch, one doesn't. There's no. It may be inappropriate to make one set of brochures when we don't need it. Good point. Thanks, Andy. Yeah, so that's the main thing at the moment for ABB. Okay. Stock update. Oh, why did I put this in? I don't remember why I put this
What are we running short of? What are we running
What are we running short of? It was whoops. Nothing. No, just kidding. There's a small stock issue with some DC circuit breakers. Sorry, AC circuit breakers. They're supposed to come in today from IMO. Apart from that, I think that's it for the Boss kit components. GoodWe had a shortage recently, but I think that's all resolved. You guys seem to be really buying up the GoodWe inverters, so that's very good, and it's almost double our forecast. So it's been crazy.
This is on string inverters.
This is GoodWe 5 kilowatt.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys keep this up, then we'll definitely have to improve the forecast for this product. It's great to know that you guys are really taking to the GoodWe, because it also is compatible with the BYD battery, and yeah, there may be I think marketing or Carla and Steve might have some new material or new things coming out in the next couple of months for promotions.
384 provision sites on the portal.
Yeah.
So that's this morning. So that's quite a few.
That's quite a lot.
I don't know how many you're on. There's probably a few offline.
384 from when did we start? We started in like August, July.
Yeah.
Last year.
So
6 months.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty good.
But it's ramping up steeper. It was very
Yeah.
slow for the first couple of months, but it's just jumping up 50 a week.
Yeah, it's great. Question from Michael. Tesla stock, have we got good stock or limited? Excuse me. Tesla stock, we have Tesla. It came in, I think yesterday actually. So this is Tesla P2 with Gateway 2. You guys should be, I think PV orders should be releasing those to you guys very shortly.
Yeah.
I think Grant did get a question.
There's a few questions. There's a few questions on. I think in stock there's still a lot of Gateway 1s going around as well. Because, if most support calls of people are still using Gateway 1s, so I haven't seen a lot of Gateway 2s with Tesla 2s being installed, or being installed and going really well. That could be the other as well. I haven't a lot of support calls on them as well. So maybe it's a good sign, or we just haven't rolled a lot out yet. Yeah.
Michael, timing. If they're in stock here in Rotherham, so I'm not sure how long it takes to get to you. You guys are southern New South Wales. Yeah, so I'm not sure how long it takes to get stuff down to you guys. I see. Yeah,
A day or two.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think Nat might know. But if you place the order, then yeah, PV orders can allocate the stock to you. Otherwise, yeah. Okay. Well, I think there's anything else with stock. I already mentioned the panels, the ABB inverters. SolarEdge seems to be okay.
Yeah, Duncan's.
Oh, PA50s and 404. Yep. That's going on to the next price list. So I'm planning to releasing one on Monday, but yeah, that will include the screenless inverters, the optimized. Oh no, the optimizers have already got a price. They're on the
Okay.
price.
Oh, they're on
list.
the okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
they are.
I might know.
So it's basically the ABB screenless inverters coming on the price list on Monday next week. Okay, let's move on. GoodWe. Cool. This one, Grant had a few questions on, especially the SEMS or the SEMS portal, which is the GoodWe monitoring portal. I should use the pointer. That's always really good. I don't know where it went. Oh well. Here we go. You can see that. Cool. Anyway, SEMS portal. So this is pretty much the gist of it. At the moment, there seems to be a bit of confusion on how it's all been set up. Pretty much, you guys just have to create your own Solar Heart dealership account, and all your registrations can be done in the office after the install is complete and it's been connected to the internet. So the GoodWe is very easy to commission. So there's a few lights there that show that it's connected to the internet, and yeah, once that's done, the girls or the staff in the office can simply log into your Solar Heart head office account. Sorry, Solar Heart dealer account.
Yep.
Register it, and it'll be automatically added to our Solar Heart head office account.
Yeah.
We'll be able to see it, and Grant will be able to.
I think it's any how I understand it, any inverter that's sold to Rheem Solar Heart ends up on our portal anyway. So if you haven't got visibility or something's going wrong, we'll have visibility over here.
Yeah.
They manually put that in for all inverter serial numbers that go through their network. So it's good for me. I don't have to do anything. They're already on the system soon as I log in, and anything new comes on real time. So if you haven't got visibility, something's gone wrong, I can always log in and check and make sure that the dealership is linked with the correct number. So just give me a call if there's any questions or it's not showing up on the portal. But yes, Richard was saying, register your dealer, and there's still a little bit of confusion around some dealers give the installers their login details to Precision that way. That works as well. Yeah, whatever works for you better. Or if we've got some installers that do some for Solar Heart and some for other PV installing networks. We can, in that case, we usually add them as an owner or a dealer owner, and then they show up as well. But yeah, we've sort of worked out our sort of proactive monitoring on how that will do. It's a little bit easy being a string inverter. But so far so good. There's just a few questions we've got to answer for individual people that we're working through right now.
Yep. There doesn't seem to be too many service calls, to be honest, for GoodWe, which is very good.
So far so good.
Yeah. I did highlight something in orange here, which says, please send us your dealership emails to receive a dealer code in the future. So they're working on this for us because we're such a unique closed network. We have our dealers and you guys have your customers. So this whole arrangement of how they added to the Solar head office account, that whole thing was exclusive to us. So it was kind of, yeah, they kind of went really forward, and then now they're trying to take a step back, because now what we want to do is be able to see all the Solar Heart dealers, and then like an umbrella or like a tree, we can see who these dealers and then which customers they have. So please send us your dealership emails that you use to register all your systems with, and then we'll be able to give you guys a dealer code. So then your installers can just chuck in that dealer code when they're registering.
That'd be good.
And that would, that would,
You'd be good at that.
yeah. Okay, so we already mentioned the thing about service. Battery installed with CE25. So of course, you can install with the combined energy meter, but they have to be involved in the commissioning from the very beginning, because the inverter, so GoodWe, no longer has control. the combined energy meter or the smarts is on the C25, please make sure they're involved with the installation and commissioning. Otherwise, you don't want to have to go back to site again just because the system's not working. Yeah. So log I think you have to log. Oh, hello, it's Nat. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Ooh.
Where's she?
What are the questions?
Oh my God.
We haven't started yet. You just come in time for the questions.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Sorry, okay.
all good. What was I saying before?
It's about the
Oh, yeah, yeah,
energy
yeah,
is the,
yeah.
is the- is
Yeah,
the-
so to get combined energy tech support, I think you can do it through the app. You just log a support ticket and they'll call you back very quickly. Cool. Okay.
There's a couple of questions about consumption
Oh, yep.
monitoring with
So-
the GoodWe.
Yep, I'll answer that in the next slide.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Point options. Well, okay. Consumption monitoring. So this was actually covered in our other webinar, the GoodWe product and sales training webinar. Please go back and view that in the dealer website. We did that in October, at the end of October last year. So that covers pretty much everything on metering, everything on export limiting. So yeah, you can even just download the slides and read through them. But I took this straight from there. Consumption monitoring. The single phase GoodWe PV inverters are not compatible with any of the GoodWe meters. And that means you can't do consumption monitoring. The monitoring, yeah, even if you have it for export limiting, you won't be able to monitor consumption for your home. I guess that's one limitation of GoodWe. So please make sure your customers are aware of this limitation and they don't go expecting something else.
Unless they're expecting it to be there and it's not there. The feature is not there.
So the other thing is the GoodWe portal can't monitor any existing PV system. You can't just chuck a CT on it and monitor it. It's not like the SolarEdge Modbus meter. I guess the solution for pretty much all of these is the C25, and yeah, it'll be able to do the export limiting, it'll be able to do the consumption monitoring, and it'll be able to do the existing PV monitoring. So yeah, that's the solution.
And sorry, is that, I haven't been there, but is that the new C25 version or?
Just the C25 is fine.
It's already happening. We can already do that.
Yeah. Okay. Any questions so far? Oh, one person joined. Who joined? Was that Neil?
Natasha.
No.
No, I think it's Neil. Hey, Neil. Okay. Old mate. I don't know. Last time it was old mate. I think it's Lachlan. Was it Lachlan? They never said. Classic. I'm getting bamboozled here. All right.
Have we talked about the hybrid inverter or this next slide?
Old mate doesn't have many mates.
That's not a question, no.
Yeah,
That's not a question.
I'm not commenting.
Yeah.
Hybrid
On the
inverters.
hybrid inverter.
Ah, yeah.
Because the PV on a few people, there's a few questions came through about on the backup circuit on the hybrid inverter. Can we connect PV to that? So if the grid goes down, effectively the AC coupled solution on the backup circuit, and the answer is no, we can't do that. There's just too much. There's a bit of danger as well that we're not controlling the generation. If there's no load on, the voltage will climb up too much. So, and into that one, the PV system or an external PV system can't be connected to the output of a GoodWe hybrid.
No.
That's just a no to that one.
And there's always questions on whether it will be whether PV will turn on after the in a blackout situation the next day. Will PV turn on the next day? Unofficially, it will, but it's not really supported by GoodWe. So you're pretty much saying it's a off-grid system because it's
acting like an off-grid system.
It's acting like an off-grid system.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's an on-grid solution. So you can't really promise your customer this, and it's definitely not recommended to do so. So make sure you don't overpromise in that sense, and then otherwise there'll be bad things happen. Okay. Apart from that, let's move on to SolarEdge. Oh, this is a great opportunity for
Was it me? Okay.
Annie to jump in here. I don't know if you guys have seen this meme, but anyway, it's from
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction. It's pretty. I don't know. I didn't know.
Travolta, Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's the meme where he's like, "Oh yeah, where's everyone?" But yeah, Annie.
Okay, so as of this morning, we've had 45 dealers who've registered, and then 165 installers or people that have been named as being going to on the online training. So that's 165 and 45. We know 6 have completed the training, which is great. 4 of them are from Sydney Direct. So there's a few more people that have started. I can see that 3 have started the training but haven't been completed. So over the next couple of days, maybe they will complete it. In terms of the stock updates and service kits, SolarEdge is working on getting the kits available from March. So effectively about 3.5 weeks from now. So the question is, get on board and get the training done, so that we can get these kits out to you.
Yeah. So 6 out of 165. That's pretty crap. Come on, guys.
But the training is about an hour and
Yeah, it took.
half.
Okay.
It was a bit more difficult than what they outlined it was.
Yes, they said it took like an hour, but we just watched the whole thing just to see how long it would take. Someone as smart as Grant. Like, we struggled. We struggled. Nah, it was actually okay. It was
That's
actually
some
pretty
good
easy.
questions.
There's some actually logical questions there. There's 2 modules that we found irrelevant. That we're talking
Have they
about.
been taken out? Yeah.
No, they're not going to take them out.
Yeah. We're a bit concerned that there's a bit of marketing in there as well as,
Yeah.
as which we're not really interested in. It's about a trusted installer program, and they're saying this is what you can do as well. So that's what we tried to say. Look, that'll save some time by not putting that in, but it's just not a big impact. So listen to the joy of it.
I guess if you want answers to that section, just send me an email. I'll send you the answers. Just those two modules. I think they're on the SolarEdge panel and the SolarEdge battery or something, which we don't do. So if you need answers, just chuck me an email. I can give you the answer to that. No worries. Free of charge. Michael, with good hybrids on DC coupled BYD, will the battery still charge if there's a grid outage? Yes, unless your house, this is again unofficial, unless if your house suddenly draws a huge draw, for example, 10 kilowatts, if you turn on, I don't know, 5 vacuum cleaners at the same time, then your system will cut out, I guess.
Very OCD kind
Yeah, 5 vacuum cleaners, that's crazy.
of.
Okay, that's that for SolarEdge. Oh, okay. Grant asked me to put this in because this is actually very important. This is in regards to commercial or your 2-to-1 optimizer installations. And there's a number of you who may have gotten this wrong in recent history. So design limitations. This is all for the 2-for-1 optimizers, the P650, 730, 850. And I'm going to use a 395 watt panel here because that's pretty much our main running commercial panel at the moment. 2 panels per optimizer is the first rule, of course. But there's an exception, and that exception is in each string, you're allowed to have one case where there's only 1 panel per optimizer. So if we move on and do this example, for the 395 watt panel, you're allowed a minimum of 27 panels. That means a minimum of 14 optimizers, right? 2-to-1 optimizers. But because this is an odd number, you have 13 optimizers, so that's 26 panels using this normal rule, 2-to-1. But that last panel, the 27th panel, is allowed to be 1-to-1, 1 optimizer to 1 panel. So that's the case where you can do that. But you can't do that more than once in your whole string. You can't just, it'll mess up.
It has to be an optimizer of the same type.
Yes, has to be an optimizer in this family. So you can't combine your P320s into this string. That's going to create issues too. So yeah, because they work at different voltages. So the limitation is 27 panels to 34 panels, and that actually creates another complication because some system sizes are impossible because of that. So of course you can't go below 27. But what about 35 panels? Right? 35 panels is actually impossible because of course you can't go over the maximum. You can't do 2 strings of the minimum. 2 strings of the minimum is 27 times by 2. Quick maths, 54. That's not, you can't do that. But you can actually combine 2 strings. So let's just say you have 2 strings, a string of 27 plus a string of 14 P404 optimizers. So these are also added to the price list. This means you have 41 panels, 27 panels on the P850s, and 14 panels on the P404s. And that will give you the 41 panel system that you might need. So please be aware that there are some impossible system sizes in the configuration. I should actually remove it from the order form so you guys don't get confused. But actually, yeah, that's definitely something.
Does Site Designer make this clear? I haven't used Site Designer for a while.
Oh, me too.
Have you checked it? Yeah, I don't know. Has anyone checked Site Designer? I've been interested.
It should have these.
It should be correct.
Yeah, it should have these limitations in there. But it's best to know this ahead of time. Otherwise, you just what's so funny now?
So,
I'm just really, all mates doesn't have many mates.
Okay, cool. So that's pretty much it from SolarEdge.
the other thing was my app, the my
SolarEdge,
SolarEdge app.
Yeah.
Now, it has been released. It's available on the Google Store and the Apple Store, so you can download and use it. It only works on screenless, all the new models. Well, I think it works on the commercial one as well, all screenless inverters. And you need to have 4.7 or later for it to work as well. So we've got some questions around, we still haven't really decided, do we go ahead and update all of our screenless inverters to the 4.7 so they're compatible with the My SolarEdge app? And then if there is any Wi-Fi issues later on, we can we'll already have the right version on it so the customer can go and do a little bit of analysis, or if they need to change their broadband provider or their password, they can do it themselves. But I'm still waiting on an answer on whether that's the best. Historically, we've had sort of not a lot of luck updating hundreds of inverters at one time. There's some of them gone halfway through and some of them failed as well. So we're just after a bit of guidance, but definitely ones that have got an issue with Wi-Fi, we'd go and upgrade the software on it and give the customer instructions on how to use the My SolarEdge app. And then if they can gather a bunch of consumption generation information from their app themselves, and they do a bit of analysis, it might reduce the number of site visits as well. That's what the intention is.
Awesome.
So they're still in the early stages, but by all means install it on your own phone or your own smart device and have a go next time you're on site.
Definitely. Yep. Old mate,
Thanks.
My SolarEdge
due
app.
to this, yeah, that's right. So I should actually take that out. That's
I'll send
a
the link to everyone next to Raj.
miss. Yeah, that's bad from me.
About what?
Sorry.
What?
Yeah, old mate. Why is it so funny to say old mate? The SE15K tops out at 13.43. This is due to impossibility. Let me just do, I can't remember how many panels that is.
It's okay.
I'm not really good at math. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, I'm a bit slow on a fire, but
So
34, good. 34, yeah, that's allowed. That's within the restrictions, so that's allowed. So maybe I've already done it. Wow. I am, sometimes I'm a little bit smart. But yeah, if you want to do 35 to 40, you can't. And 41, you have to use 41 and above, you have to use the P404 as a separate string. And the minimum for those is 14 panels per string. So it's a bit of juggling act if you're doing this, and I suggest that if you do have a commercial design, send it through to us and we can double check it for you. Okay.
Any commercial?
Oh,
Oh, just one more question, one more comment on the on SolarEdge. Yeah, I've had some complaints about the queue, the SolarEdge queue when you call in the support number.
Oh, yeah.
Officially, I'm told it shouldn't get to that level as well. I've had a few people in the last, well, at least 5 people this week saying that they've been on hold for 40 minutes or more. When I do ask them about, they say that they don't have queues that long. And generally, when I call, I've got an escalation number. They do take my call within 10 minutes. So if you are having any trouble getting through, ring me and I'll escalate immediately, especially if there's somebody on site, because we've got to. So don't sit there for 20 minutes or more on a hold. Call me and I'll get it escalated. I'll call over because we're trying to reduce this site time and bad weather or hot and cold. It's exposed to the elements. We've just got to get that down and I'll report it as well because we should be looked after.
Yep, definitely.
You've got a VIP access.
The VIP line is working well now. A month or so ago, we had big problems with it. I was on hold for an hour and a half a couple of times as well, and it was escalated through the guys here, and that was fixed. But if you're having that problem, let me know as soon as you can, or let Natasha know, and we'll get it escalated straight away.
Great. Awesome. Thanks, Brent.
Thanks, all, mate.
Thanks, all, mate. Okay, cool. I think that's pretty much the end of all this serious stuff. I just did like a few slides just to catch up with you guys because this one is supposed to be for January. It's February now. So yeah, this is just like what's been happening. Christmas, New Year's, Australian Open. Oh, I actually took this photo. I was there for the Nadal Nadal Kyrgios game. You might have seen me on. You might have been able to see me on TV. Because I was seated right above the players tunnel. My friend got me some really good, really good tickets, and yeah, I had a really long camera, so a really big camera, so I could zoom in. Don't know who took that one, but that wasn't me.
Yeah, right.
But have you guys been following the tennis? I can't remember.
A little bit.
Robert, I can't remember which one of you guys are in Vic, but yeah. What else? Oh, bushfires. It's been raining non-stop here for the past like 2 or 3 days, which is very good. I really can't complain, even though it means I can't go outside. But it's definitely good for the bushfires. Hopefully, it's raining in the right areas. There will be some fundraising, I think, at the conference and with Ring. So still fires there, Michael. Yeah, that's horrible. Hopefully.
Still not raining there? Come to visit.
Hopefully, the water's drained down there. Do they drain down tomorrow?
Yeah, out that way. They go out and across. Yeah.
Bloody
okay.
bomb. No, 2 bloody bombs.
Far out.
It takes 6 months to get there though.
All right, so I guess it'll be there in July.
Yeah, that'll soak up.
Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah.
So yeah. Coronavirus. Wrong corona. My bad. It's been pretty crazy. I guess worldwide for this. I don't know if you guys have any comments. But yeah, it's pretty, I don't know, something that we have to definitely control. Can't let it spread. I think the virus itself isn't that deadly, but the fact that it's so transferable, that's the main thing. Should definitely.
Natasha just gone outside the blow.
She's gone outside the blow. No, what's going on?
Okay, she's not coming back.
She's quarantined. So yeah. She's not
Lock the
coming
door.
back. Yeah. Old mate was around during the Black Plague. Oh yeah, bro. Old mate, real old. Man,
But I am in Malton.
Huh?
I can't find it. But we're joking.
the online must be immune to everything. That's so good.
Um,
Okay,
Oh, I said, is it Chris Harrigan?
Chris Harrigan.
Yeah, we still haven't.
We still don't know who it is.
Yeah,
How do I find out who it is?
Was it someone in Tasmania?
No,
No, they give their name and the English.
yeah, probably. All right. I think that's pretty much from us. Everything from us. If there's any other topics or questions you want to raise, just I don't know, open the webcam, have a chat. We've got how long? 15 minutes. So,
Did we miss a couple from the start?
did we miss a couple from the start? Not really. I think most of the people have been here the whole time. Yeah, cool. Don't be shy. I think I saw some of you guys before, but we'll be seeing you guys at the conference anyway. So I guess this is like a pre-conference Q&A. Oh, I heard that our conference shirts will be
Yeah, picked up over there.
picked
Blue
up.
color.
Yeah, picked up over there. Are they blue?
I think they're blue, yeah.
Oh, I thought they were pink and with
I had that
Flamingos.
yeah.
flamingos.
Is that a rumor though, or is it true?
I don't know.
We will find out.
We'll see. Anyway,
Wear your best pink
we'll be here for another
trousers.
10 minutes. So if you have any questions, please type them in. Someone just joined. Who's an hour late? It's not old mate, is it?
Ooh, a bit turn up.
Yeah, I think I was 11 at one point. That's pretty good. Not too bad.
And we'll talk about the roof mounts. I'll get a few questions on those.
Oh yeah.
The clip locks, there's a,
Yeah.
that'll be talked about in the conference, I think. There's a,
Yeah, I think Aileen might be going through that.
Yeah.
But
and there's also someone on concrete roofs as well. We've had a few installations where there's been concrete roofs, how to connect the, what do they call, what's the technology that they use to connect?
non-penetrating something.
Black.
Ballot.
Yeah, chemset bolts. or something.
Chemsets.
Yeah, they're talking about using those. That's what Plenergy, so we're waiting, so a few people have, probably about 10 people have asked in the last, this year on mounting onto concrete surfaces. And also, yeah, so the different types of flip block roofs. And so there's a bit of work to do on that as well as we get more and more complex systems coming along, or complex roof mountings with angles and everything as well. So we've just got to keep on that, but keep the questions coming, because the more people who ask about them, the more we'll do to get solutions out there.
Thank you. Have we covered the ABB error thingy? That we
Oh,
Yeah,
not
49.
not the error, but we covered the stock changeover, the switch. The error was it E049? Yeah, that's an instant RMA. So just let PV tech support know. Just copy them in your RMA.
If anyone sees that error on the screen, or even a customer calls you up and says, I'm getting an E049, we'll get an inverter sent out straight away. All we need is a serial number, and you don't need to take photos or do voltage or current measurements or VAC, all these reports, so that the complex warranty form. As soon as we get that, just get the serial number and the error code, which is 049, and then we'll get a replacement sent straight away.
Ooh. Natasha Lavon has arrived. You're gonna open your webcam?
Oh, she's,
Do you have a
I
webcam?
don't know how to do. Okay, I can.
you don't need to log in, you're here.
Don't really want to.
Okay. What else do we have on that?
Ooh, you
I
received
think everyone's
that.
saving the questions for the conference.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Workday.
I can't find the question.
I don't know anything about PV in Bali. I won't be answering any
That's not
questions.
okay. I can't catch up on the questions.
Okay.
Okay.
I think that's all I had that we're allowed to talk about for now.
Yeah. No, nothing else is allowed.
And so do we have an update on the trusted solar program?
Yes,
started
I need
already?
to. Yeah.
Yeah.
The timing?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So as a trusted installer, someone asked yesterday, as a trusted installer, what benefits do they get? Or what, if you're a trusted installer, what benefits do you get over someone who's a non-trusted installer?
That was in the presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's automatic RMAs
On
For
the
those
few
For
codes.
errors.
the error codes.
yeah, for this list of error codes. So I believe that's documented somewhere. Anything with internal error is an automatic RMA.
Yeah.
And
We will send you the appraisal because you might want to go through. It's got it all in there.
yeah,
That way, you know, if you have a dealer, you know exactly what they can ask for
Yep.
through you as well.
Yeah.
I guess.
it's all about saving time on the phone and reducing the
Yeah.
calls into SolarEdge as well.
Yeah, I think they've also employed, or they are employing another 10 person within the next
That's good.
Yeah.
3 months for their service. So it should really improve because obviously everyone's complaining about the time. Yeah.
The time on hold as well is what I get most complaints about.
Mhm.
Um,
They're also talking about doing some marketing with us and sending some of their customer, you know, so there's stuff happening in head office in the background, using the budget to try and develop more. It's still in discussion, but some positive stuff there where they allocate a bit extra for solar house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but keep putting heaps of systems in. The more we put in, the better it is for the climate as well.
Yeah, definitely.
that's the way.
Someone said we need 1 million megawatts put in Australia, and that'll fix climate change.
Oh, a million, actually.
1 million megawatts.
Just a million.
Yeah, just 1 million megawatts.
I might do that
What's
tomorrow
a
then.
1 million megawatts is a lot, though.
I'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I think that's it. Any more questions?
No. Old mate's still here.
Who else is there? I can't find the questions from.
Neil, Rod, Craig. Oh, yeah. Old mate's
Oh, there was a question for on the Tesla stock. Did you answer that already?
Yes.
So what's the answer? Because I didn't.
They're here. They're here.
They're all, but we have a program like there's more coming, and we're gonna
Yeah,
expect
yeah.
regular stock.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yoo-hoo. Great.
No three-phase backup as well. Someone asked about.
Otherwise, if really you don't know what to talk about.
Yeah, the BYD high voltage.
We'll do three-phase backup.
Yeah, but those are
What's
again
that stuff?
changing over.
Yeah.
Those are changing over in. I sent an announcement 2 weeks ago, I think. BYD are moving that to a different model. They're increasing the size of that battery. No one's heard anything about it because I guess in China everything's in lockdown. So yeah,
Our BYD guys in Wuhan as well.
yeah.
Leo's stuff there now.
He's in Wuhan.
Yeah.
Oh, unlucky.
Yeah. It's just bad.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's a bit interesting. We're
He's-
trying to
he's
get
not sick.
information from our suppliers to see if it's affected any of the stock. We'll give you guys an update, hopefully at the conference. If not, the week we get back. Yeah, just finding out all the details on this crazy coronavirus.
And Chinese New Year's finished? Oh, okay. Good.
Only last.
Takes so long.
Really?
Chinese New Year goes forever.
Does it?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Not that long.
How long
One
is it?
5
night.
days.
Well, look,
3 weeks.
it's no, actually, it's officially a week, but
Oh.
I decided that people decide to go early.
Oh,
or
okay.
come back
Yeah, so they said 3 weeks for Chinese, allow 3 weeks for Chinese New Year. So,
because you get
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah.
so we're through it now.
I wish it was 3 weeks.
Anyway, if you guys want to know, tonight we are cooking duck breast à l'orange.
Oh, sounds French.
Good for Chinese
Excuse
people like that, don't they?
yeah.
I'm
In
not-
France too. Here it's really hard. I struggle to find duck anywhere.
You can buy it at Woolies. Frozen.
Frozen. Okay. Okay.
She wants fresh.
You
Yeah.
want
Fresh.
as in like
I want
moving.
I want to buy it. Moving it. I can cut its throat.
I saw
Watch it
some
run.
ducks on Manavale Beach the other day. Big ones, big fat ones.
Oh, let's go there.
Good.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ready for your duck à l'orange.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Let's get back to work.
I don't want to go back to work.
Yep.
Okay, we'll have to end there, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
We'll see some of you maybe at the conference. Bye. How do I stop this?
Bye. Did you see?